Guys, this is a 2010 Hyundai Genesis 2-liter turbocharged. Had it for about 5 weeks and I really like the car. It's got 19-inch wheels. They're surprisingly thick actually, which give you really good traction because it's a rear-wheel drive car, and for such a small light car, that rear-wheel drive is going to make it tricky, but the traction control actually does a great job, which you do have the option to turn off, and I had a lot of fun with that. But the car looks good. I really like the new car because my old car was a 98 Honda Prelude. Spent $4,000 upgrading that thing, and after a while it was just too much money to put into a car to keep it driving. Hyundai has an incredible reputation for being reliable, and there's enough horsepower here for me to feel satisfied. That's the rear end here. Let me take you on the inside of the car. What's really nice is you could simply have the key in your pocket or just right here, and the car will recognize that you're there within 9 feet. You can simply walk up to the handle and open it up. I got leather because out of all the cars in Orlando, this was the only one that had leather that looked good, and it was a great price. You easily get these cars for under $20,000. Let me take you inside the car. The Infinity sound system here gives you several options. You can have an auxiliary or USB flash drive or MP3 CD player, however you want to do it. That's why I have a couple different cables laying throughout the car here. The Tiptronic transmission, oh, and by the way, the stereo sounds really good, and it also gets very loud. That's really nice. You get the stereo there, then we get this. We're supposed to put the key, it's like a little key input. It does nothing, it's just like someone to hold the key, so usually I just keep it in my pocket. But right here, you have the Tiptronic transmission, which is made by ZT, a very reputable transmission manufacturer, and it's actually very reliable and very quick. I like the transmission in this car a lot, and it's rear-wheel drive. I think they've done a very nice job with that there too. The seats are really nice. The floor wells, I'm sure you know, footwells are huge. They've got a large luxury space, and the seats are exceptionally comfortable. This car is ready for a road trip. The AC is awesome too. And what's really nice actually up here next to these lights here, because these are pretty bright, and I have my sunglasses in there, of course, and this is your sunroof control, which goes back automatically if you let's see here, turn the key on, okay, press it back, it'll go back automatically. A really nice feature as well on this car is you press it forward and it closes automatically as well. So that's a pretty cool feature to be able to close it automatically there. Now this light up here I find very useful because of the fact that these lights over here are so bright. Having this one on makes it so that you're not that disturbed while you're driving and can still get something done without blinding yourself. The gauge cluster is really nice. It's sufficient for telling you really everything you need to know, and the miles per gallon, it tells you right there. I'm driving in the city a lot, so I have not been getting good gas mileage recently. The seat that I'm sitting in right now is all electric and has full access to roll back and forth and goes up and down and everything like that with the electric control. And the rear seat right here, if you kind of grip, let's see here, back there, and you push up, it enables you to take the seat and pop it right forward. So it's actually very easy to fit in the back seat of this car, but the rear seat is actually pretty short. Very comfortable, but very short, so I'll put a shorter person back there. Now, the dashboard is probably my favorite part. I know it sounds silly, but it's very easy to clean. I keep a microfiber cloth in here, and I do want to keep this car looking good, so I make sure that I always keep that in here, and this dashboard is just easy to wipe right back and forth and keep it a nice clean dash as well. Now, the only modification that I've done to this car, I'm about to show you now. Let's see if I can take the camera out. If you search on YouTube for how to remove Hyundai Genesis silencer, you'll be able to remove the silencer on your Genesis, and there's one on the top, one on the bottom, and put a cone filter on there. So the overall cost for what I've done here costs $25. It's a simple cone filter. You can get it at AutoZone, O'Reilly's, online, wherever. It's a very generic auto cone filter. Once you put that on and you get the two metal flanges, so let's see, your total cost is actually $31. The two metal cone things that you need, it's all in the YouTube videos. So search for that YouTube video, you'll be able to find how to remove the silencers, and your car will sound like this. on the inside of the car, it still sounds pretty good. You'll need a 10mm wrench, 2 screwdrivers. It's actually really easy to do, and I'm not making any other modifications to this car. I just simply wanted it to sound really cool, which I think it does with that new silencer removal and the cone filter. This is a 2010 Hyundai Genesis 2-liter. Leave me any comments if you have questions. I love the car. I hope you do too.